was responsible for bruises, abrasions, and a few stitches. After I graduated, I became a nurse. It only seemed fair.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
Want to be a part of Big Brother 8? Log on to CBS.com and apply today.
This is the true story of Jack and his best bud, Joe. They love their favorite team. They also love playing Powerball, except sometimes Jack doesn't buy a ticket because he thinks the jackpot isn't big enough. Well, one week, you guessed it, Joe won, and he bought his way onto the team, leaving Jack in the cold. Okay, this is not a true story. But the point is, not buying a Powerball ticket when you think the jackpot is low is kinda nuts. If it's Powerball, it's never small.
You've got to get there for your Kentuckiana Toyota Dealers tent event. For 6 days only, you've got to get there for an extra $1,000 off any new 07 Corolla, Matrix, Solara, Avalon, or Sienna. You've got to get there for an extra $1,000 off any new 07 4Runner, Sequoia, Tacoma, or Highlander, including Highlander Hybrid. Over and above all other factory incentives. You've got to get there. Look for the tents at your Kentuckiana Toyota dealers through Tuesday, March 27th.
Zero. Zip, zilch, nada, nothing. That's what you'll pay for closing costs on your next mortgage loan with L&N Federal Credit Union. That's right. Zero. It's light. It's refreshing. It's like putting your mortgage budget on a zero-carb, zero-calorie diet. Give L&N a call today at 368-5858 and ask about our zero closing cost adjustable rate mortgages. L&N. Be a member, not a number.
If your chest aches, if you're short of breath, if your stomach's upset, if your left arm is numb, your heart may be trying to tell you something. Find out what it is. Right now. Right here. Baptist Hospital East. Feel better.
You are a nut! My good family, let us relish this feast!
Get a taste of the good life at Golden Corral with the new Applewood Grill. Seasoned salmon, plus tender sirloin fillets, pork, and chicken, each with the taste of Applewood bacon. Every day on the dinner buffet.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations of your area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
News Channel 32's advanced warning weather, keeping you safe and secure. This is WLKY News Channel 32 Louisville. Live, local, late breaking. Your complete news coverage for Greater Louisville starts right now.
How do you feel to be in this bag?
Great. Super.
You excited?
Yes, I'm excited.
It's bye-bye Big Blue and hello Golden Gophers for Tubby Smith.
That's the former UK head coach in Minneapolis tonight, where he's taking over the University of Minnesota basketball program. Good evening, I'm Vicki Dortch.
And I'm Rick Van Hoos. Just days after UK basketball's disappointing exit from the NCAA tournament, Tubby Smith is exiting Lexington.
And he's already accepted a new challenge. Things have been moving fast ever since Fred Calgill broke this story earlier today. He continues to track the latest information and begins our team coverage of the big story. Fred?
Hey Vic, hey Rick, and hello again everybody. UK men's basketball was ready to give head coach Tubby Smith a mulligan with conditions. Come back next winter with pressure to replace staff and longtime friends. But that's not how Tubby Smith is built, and so it was time to find a new place to play and coach in the best interests of everybody, which is the way Tubby Smith is built. After a decade on the job, averaging 26 wins a season and winning a national championship, the demands of the UK men's basketball head coaching job had clearly worn on Tubby Smith. Back-to-back second-round exits from the NCAA tournament and a program record 9 straight Final Four misses had Big Blue Nation calling for his head. Not good enough for a program with the most wins and second most national championships in Division I. So he lived up to his good guy reputation, took the high road, and took the road to the same job at Minnesota, leaving behind cats like senior forward Łukasz Orbzut.
I think he loves Kentucky to death. He been having wonderful 10 years in here, and he been having a lot of success.
Sad meeting?
Very sad for everybody. You know, if you're part of something special like this, which is Kentucky, you know, it's emotional.
Now the search begins for Tubby's replacement. The short list includes Marquette's Tom Crean, an overachiever with limited resources. Ex-Cats assistant coach Dwayne Casey has seen the process before and has unique insight also as an ex-NBA head coach in Minneapolis.
It's a loss for the university because I think Tubby's one of the class coaches in the country, and I think they'll miss him.
With Tubby gone, big recruits like West Virginia prep star Patrick Patterson hang in the balance of a quick hire by UK AD Mitch Barnhart.
Oh, it has somewhat effect on my decision for Kentucky. I mean, if I went to Kentucky, Coach Smith would be the main coach I'd like to play for, and have him coach me and mentor me in the big game of basketball.
So watch for UK and AD Mitch Barnhart to move quickly to replace Smith. The proverbial cupboard is near bare and could get worse if center Randolph Morris becomes an NBA free agent. A quick hire could save the day, especially with the signing period roughly 2 weeks away. I'm Fred Cowgill, WLKY, News Channel 32 Sports.
Thanks, Fred. That's the question on everyone's minds now. Who will succeed Tubby Smith as UK head basketball coach?
This is what Mitch Barnhart had to say about the search for a new coach tonight. Quote, "Our focus now is on finding the best possible person to lead the winningest program in college basketball history. President Todd has asked me to lead the search. Our strategy does not involve a search committee. Obviously, I will utilize the opinions on experts in this business, and we will also lean on people who understand and are committed to the success of Kentucky basketball. This search will be exhaustive, comprehensive, and focused." Meanwhile, Barnhart tonight joined with UK President Lee Todd in paying tribute to Tubby.
They both issued statements on the coach's departure to the University of Minnesota. Barnhart said, quote, "On behalf of the University of Kentucky, I'd like to express sincere appreciation to Tubby Smith, his family, and his staff. Tubby has always been a priority on the growth of the student athlete while representing the Commonwealth with class, and we thank him for that. We wish him the very best at the University of Minnesota." Todd said, quote, "I greatly appreciate the service Tubby Smith has given to the university. He is among the best as a coach and has presented the university with class and professionalism. Tubby and Donna will also be greatly missed as members of this community to which they have given so much. I wish him every success except if they ever play us in this new chapter in his coaching career."
Well, shock. That was the word most people used to describe the news today in Lexington.
And now that Tubby Smith is leaving, but where is he heading? Ben Jackie continues our team coverage with reaction from the Big Blue Nation, including former managers and players.
Vicki and Rick, former players, alumni, fans, they're all talking tonight, especially on the blogs. We're hearing many fans are very glad that Tubby has decided to go. Some say they're a little bit afraid of a future without him. But the talk on campus and online is exactly what the departure means for the program. On the court of public opinion,
I was more disappointed in the recruiting and the caliber of players that he brought in.
The past few seasons have been figurative bricks.
We weren't going in the right direction, so a change needed to be made, and that's what Mitch did.
Those around the UK campus who didn't personally know Tubby Smith wanted to talk about his failings. Never mind a national championship, 10 straight trips to the tournament, and a gaudy winning percentage. But to those who knew him and the program, it was a shock to the system.
Expectations here are higher than they are anywhere else. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. And, you know, the good thing is that we never have seasons where we're 500, you know, where we dip. The bad thing is you can win the way Tubby Smith has won, and it'll cost you your job.
He's done a great job, and it's unfortunate that some people haven't given him the credit he probably deserves.
J-Town coach Jeff Morrow just happened to be on campus for the media frenzy. Morrow was a manager and administrative assistant under Rick Pitino and Tubby Smith. He and others were stunned by the Minnesota move.
There's a right fit for everybody, and obviously he felt like this was the right fit for him.
I thought that was very surprising. I heard Minnesota Timberwolves at first, but then they said the Golden Gophers, and that kind of surprised me. I figured it'd be a better school than that.
The speculation has already begun as to who will be the next big man on campus. Many say they'd love to have Billy Donovan, but if not him, someone native to the Big Blue Nation.
It's got connections that's either played here, been here, or connected to Coach Smith, connected to Coach Pitino to just kind of keep things going on.
And have you put in your application yet?
Well, you know, now that you mention it, maybe I should.
The fear now is the unknown. Which players will leave Lexington, and who will lead the ones who stay? Even if the core team remains, many fans expect to be blue for a few more years.
I'm a little worried about next season.
I think it's going to be a big blow to the program. It's going to set us back a few years.
Now, when this news first broke, a lot of the talk online is why would Tubby Smith take the job in Minnesota before April 3rd? That is when he's expected to get his loyalty bonus for being with UK for so long. And we've been told by the athletic department because he finished the end of the season this year, he will get that $1.5 million bonus. No doubt it will take millions more to land the next Cats coach. Here in the newsroom, I'm Ben Jackie, WLKY News Channel 32.
Thanks, Ben. Tubby Smith leaves Lexington with a record most coaches would envy. He took charge of the Wildcats in 1997 when Rick Pitino left for the NBA's Boston Celtics. In his first season, he took the team to its third straight Final Four, winning the school's 7th national championship. It would be the first and only one for Smith. During Tubby's 10 seasons, UK basketball was SEC season champs 5 times and SEC tournament winners another 5 times. But the last regular season title came in 2005 and the last tourney championship was in 2004. Tubby was named the SEC Coach of the Year and a National Coach of the Year in 1998, 2003, and 2005. He amassed an overall record of 263 wins and 83 losses with the Cats.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Bruce Ewing, guilty under instruction number 1.
A jury finds a former Louisville priest guilty of rape. Straight ahead at 11, reaction from the victim in this case.
If you work for minimum wage in Kentucky, you'll soon be making more. We'll tell you how a stroke of the pen by the governor should fatten your wallet.
Plus, a look at another new project aimed at changing the face of downtown Louisville in the near future.
Viper is showing another big blow-up of showers and storms off to the north of us. We have a chance tomorrow afternoon to pick up a couple of scattered storms. But what about the weekend? Will it dry out? We'll let you know on the 7-day in just a little bit.
You're watching WLKY News Channel 32 at 11. Live, local, late breaking with Vicki Dorch, Rick Van Hoos, Fred Calgill with sports. Advanced warning weather with Jay Cardosi and the home of News Chopper 32.
The news is sponsored in part by Baptist Hospital East.
The day you find out you have cancer is nothing compared to the day you find out you don't have it anymore. Baptist Hospital East. Feel better.
Bellarmine University and WLKY proudly present the High School Hero of the Week, chosen for their community service, leadership, and scholastic achievement. Congratulations to Allison Smith, a senior at South Oldham High School, a Kentucky Governor's Scholar, lacrosse team member, and Habitat for Humanity volunteer. Bellarmine University and WLKY salute Allison for making a difference in our community.
This is an official public notice. Over 200 pre-owned vehicles must be disposed of immediately during Cardinal Dodge Chrysler Jeep's total vehicle disbursement. Pay zero down, nothing down. Payments as low as $99 per month. $99 per month. 5 days only. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Nothing down. $99 a month. Don't miss the total vehicle disbursement at Cardinal Dodge Chrysler Jeep, Dixie Highway, just south of Watterson Expressway.
Tired of searching website after website for the perfect vehicle? There are so many sites to visit, and not one has all the cars, all the dealers, all the time. Until now, YourAutomall.com, the only local site that features all the cars, all the dealers, all the time.
Haven't you had enough of playing the waiting game with big city banks to close your mortgage? I couldn't believe how quickly First Harrison finalized my loan. With their set-to-go mortgage, I was ready to move in no time at all. Plus, at First Harrison, I was pre-approved before I started shopping. They even offered me a no closing cost option. And I didn't have to sit around watching the clock until my mortgage closed. At First Harrison, they moved fast so I could move fast.
When you've had enough, let First Harrison show you how easy banking can be.
Shop Watson's Spring Fever Sale for huge savings on top brand spas, wicker seating, and aluminum dining sets, above ground pools, and slate pool tables. Only at Watson's.
We have all the fun.
Your live, local, late-breaking coverage for Greater Louisville continues right now.
A former Catholic priest in Louisville is now a convicted rapist.
It took the jury less than 2 hours to come back with a guilty verdict against Bruce Ewing on Thursday, but that jury also acquitted him of 2 sodomy charges. Carissa Lawson has more on how this trial ended and reaction from Ewing's accuser.
The victim spoke with us minutes after the jury came down with its verdict. Even though Ewing adamantly denied the allegations, she says she had no reason to lie, and she's glad the jury believed her.
I'm glad it's over with, and I think that now I can just go on.
Janet Goodner says she's waited a long time to hear a jury tell Bruce Ewing these words.
We, the jury, find the defendant Bruce Ewing guilty under instruction number 1.
In this second trial against Ewing, there's no hung jury, only a unanimous verdict against him for third-degree rape. A verdict that says the jury believes he had sex with Goodner when she was only 15 and he was 26, working as a priest at St. Vincent de Paul in the mid-70s. Goodner explains why it took her this long to seek justice.
For years and years, I blamed myself that I corrupted a Catholic priest. And, you know, when anything bad would happen in my life, I would think God's punishing me for what I did.
In closing arguments, the defense attorney tried to push the jury towards reasonable doubt.
Does anybody think it is possible to have at least a 2-year sexual relationship with someone and not have one person know about it, sense it, find out about it?
The prosecutor also had a chance to close her case.
He took her faith. How could she go to church and listen to a priest talk about living a righteous life when it was at the hands of a priest that she learned what it was to have sexual intercourse?
In the end, while the jury believed the rape accusation, they found Ewing not guilty of 2 charges of sodomy in the 3rd degree, which is also referred to as oral sex. Goodner says she's relieved he was found guilty for the most serious offense, and she hopes this trial will be an inspiration for someone else to seek justice in similar cases.
Sometimes it helps just to know that that person is being held responsible for what they've done. That's why I want him to do some time. You know, I can't control how much time he actually does serve in prison, but he should do some serve time. I mean, I've served a lot of years.
Both sides agreed to give the judge the option to sentence Ewing to either 5 years probation or 3 years in prison. The sentencing is on May 17th. Carissa Lawson, WLKY News Channel 32.
The former head of Governor Fletcher's personnel cabinet endorses former Congresswoman Ann Northup for governor. Erwin Roberts served as personnel cabinet secretary during the Attorney General's investigation into the hiring practices of the administration. He appeared before the grand jury and also showed up in court documents as an unindicted co-conspirator. He refused to say if the governor did anything wrong, but says he and others are disappointed with their experience in the administration.
For the same reasons that I believed in 2003 that we needed a change, I believe now in 2007 that we need a change.
The governor says he's not concerned with the endorsement. Fletcher, Northup, and Paducah businessman Billy Harper will face off for the Republican nomination for governor in May.
Governor Fletcher signed an increase in Kentucky's minimum wage into law on Thursday. The gradual increase begins on July the 1st, going from $5.15 an hour to $5.85. Now, the minimum wage goes to $6.55 an hour 1 year later and to $7.25 1 year after that. If a federal minimum wage increase exceeds Kentucky's, the Kentucky minimum wage will increase to the federal amount.
The state Senate has approved a bill that would require nearly everyone to wear seatbelts in Indiana. That includes people riding in back seats and those traveling in SUVs and pickup trucks. Right now, only front seat passengers and children under the age of 16 are required to wear belts in Indiana. Young children must also be in child restraint seats. People aged 16 and over are not required to buckle up in pickups, but would have to under this bill. Because the Senate version is different from the one from the House passed earlier this legislative session, the bill must return to the House for consideration.
Some more changes are coming to downtown Louisville. Plans for a new arena have spurred a new development called Iron Quarter right next to the arena on East Main. The project will include restaurants, bars, and parking, but will be a primary retail shopping area. Although those kinds of businesses have had some difficulties in downtown Louisville, developer Todd Blue believes Iron Quarter will succeed.
We're building a $350 million arena. We can do retail in the downtown. It's happening all over the country. It's happening in cities smaller than Louisville.
Also today, a ceremonial groundbreaking was held for the construction on 2 new hotels in downtown Louisville. The Spring Hill Suites and Fairfield Inn by Marriott are scheduled to open in the spring of 2008.
Now, your advanced warning weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Cardosi.
Hey, so far it's been a very nice Thursday night around the region. Quite mild outdoors. It's on the dry side. Going to stay that way, I think, overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. The advanced warning Doppler network showing just a little bit of false echo activity around the antenna. The bigger stuff is off to the north of us from about Indianapolis and points off to the north. Look at this huge mass of green, yellow, and red here on the map. And from time to time you can see these flashes. We've got some pretty good cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. None of this is really severe as we go into 3D or severe weather mode. Not picking up any rotation. We don't have any watches or warnings in effect, but you can certainly see the potential for some heavier rain as these cores are reaching pretty high into the atmosphere tonight. The good news, I think that real heavy rainfall and all that lightning you see flashing is pretty much going to stay off to the north of us. The general movement right now is more easterly than anything, so I look for much of this wet weather to be tracking towards Ohio overnight through early morning. Now there's more stuff farther off to the west and southwest. Some of that may get here on a scattered basis anyway coming up for tomorrow afternoon. As for outside today, a few rain showers midday, early afternoon. Otherwise, mild conditions, temperatures upper 60s to near 70 after morning starts in the low 60s. Right now at 63 degrees, partly cloudy skies, that humidity 67%. Here's tomorrow morning, all the rain on your Friday morning northbound. We are dry, we are mild for your morning commute. Later in the afternoon, yeah, that chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, so keep the umbrellas close at hand. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be another warm day. Upper 60s to near 70 in southern portions of Indiana, with low and middle 70s likely from Louisville and points off to the south. Here's the forecast. Overnight, partly cloudy, mild, not bad. 57 degrees for the low. Tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock, temperatures close to 60. By midday, partly to mostly cloudy, warm, right around 70. And late day, that chance for a few scattered thunder showers, your high right around 74. I think much of the thunderstorm threat will lift well north of us for the weekend. Right now, your weekend still looks good with a mix of clouds and sunshine. 80 degrees Saturday and also Sunday. And overall, Vicki and Rick, that warm weather pattern is going to hold tough into early next week with 82 to 83 degrees. Man, that is more like a June-like 7-day forecast than late March. Good-looking weather on the way.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Jeff.
Who will be UK's next coach?
Fred